A new court ruling could land you in jail if you do so much as share your Netflix password, as I would assume one or two of you in the audience probably have. On July 5th, the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issued an opinion which found that sharing passwords is a crime prosecutable under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. You gotta love an act with a name like that. The decision came in the case of David Nosal, an employee at the executive search firm Korn, Ferry International. Nosal left the firm back in 2004 after being denied a promotion. Then he decided to set up his own competing company, and though all of their computer access was revoked, they continued, he and his compatriots, they continued to access a Korn Ferry candidate database using the login credentials of Nosal's former assistant, who was still with the firm. Nosal's conviction under CFAA hinged on a clause that criminalizes anyone who knowingly and with intent to defraud accesses a protected computer without authorization. Now, you might say that doesn't sound like it has anything to do with HBOGo yet, but one of the judges who was involved in this decision said, that Stephen Reinhardt said, he took no issue with Nosal's convictions on trade secrets violations, but he said the new decision also makes consensual password sharing a prosecutable offense for things like Netflix, HBOGo, Spotify, or whatever.
As you were doing the story, I remembered that we have membership. And I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should change my opinion. We're going to put you away for life if you share your membership.
There's got to be people sharing passwords.
Anyway, don't do that.
You're criminals.
Cool. Yeah, be cool. But trust me, we're not going to arrest you. Okay. But you should join tytnetwork.com.
Track you down through Pokemon.
Okay. Okay. Now, again, as John pointed out, nobody's been arrested for sharing a Netflix password yet. But it does allow for that precedent. Now, there is a dark side to this story. This was the same law, CFAA, that was abused in the Aaron Swartz case. If you don't remember, he was an MIT graduate student, young programmer, and he had access to an MIT database, and they said they were prosecuting him for being in violations of their terms of service. There was an excellent case to be made that he wasn't even violating their terms of service because he was I should be clear, he was a research fellow at MIT, and he had authorized access to their database.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was so wrong in so many ways, but they were going after him like he was a federal criminal. It got so bad that he committed suicide.
Yeah.
And he was
If he wanted to avoid that, he should have been the nominee for a major party for the presidency.
I know, but isn't that disgusting, though, that people in power have completely different rules attached to them? Now, Aaron Swartz is a guy who wanted to get money out of politics. He was a huge fighter for that. He wanted the American people to have more information. That was why he was releasing some of this information. Very technical stuff, but he thought it belonged in the world and he had every right to access it. But since he upset the people in power, they targeted him.
Yeah.
It was one of the most political prosecutions I have ever seen. So not only is this a terrible idea because it could affect so many of us, it then also allows the government to target their enemies.
Yeah.
This is insanity. Tim Wu, writing for The New Yorker, called it, quote, the worst law in technology.
That particular law. Yeah,
Yes.
not this ruling necessarily, but that law overall.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now with this ruling, let alone their previous positions on this, the gate is open.
Yeah.
And now God knows what they've unleashed through that and how many of us it'll affect.
Yeah, and remember back the DMCA, or however many letters it has, that was being used for stuff far beyond its initial intended use. And so, look, I don't know the history of the CFAA the same way that you do. So I would prefer that if they're going to outlaw password sharing, it not be through some weird trade secrets hacking thing. Instead, make a law that's specifically for subscription-based services, of which there are many. You can't share your thing. Share your thing. You can shave your thing if you want. You can't share it, though. Or I guess, actually, you're probably going to get more, people are going to be more interested in your sharing it. But anyway.
This is getting awkward.
But I would say, I totally get if they want to make it illegal. Mm-hmm. It's a service that they lay out in the big document that you don't read, but you sign anyway, that it's for you to use. So what's wrong with them making it illegal to share it? I get that.
Right, I understand, and you make it a minor offense.
Maybe not a federal crime.
Right, but like a federal crime.
They're going to take down a senator.
Right, prosecuted in this way and with this much leeway is a terrible idea.